I got pretty drained today, I guess socially. I realized that I don't like small talk at all. It feels extremely unnecessary and forced, and like I don't care to ask you the most basic questions. I don't care to ask multiple people all the same questions just to feel like I'm included or I'm like less alone. I just find that it's so pointless. I am such a deep person by default, so I can I can do small talk. I can talk to people, but I get very bored and I feel very tense very fast if I feel like I have nothing to talk to you about and I'm just standing there just to stand there. I'd rather be alone. And today I was at this mixer for grad students, and I did connect with a few people that I enjoyed, but for the most part, I felt like really forced to connect with people. And I get it. Like the point is to make friends at mixers that schools throw for you. But I don't know. It feels so forced. I'm under the assumption that you make friends naturally. Like I don't need to be put into a room with a bunch of people and like be pushed to go talk to people because I just find like it just doesn't feel natural. Like you're in a bar full of people and I'm just expected to like start talking to all these people and be like, "Oh, like what's your major? Where are you from?" Like I honestly don't care. I honestly don't really care. And I feel like I'm the type of person to meet people more naturally. Like, if we're in the same class or if I find something interesting about you, maybe I'll go up to you and talk to you. But when you are put in a space with a bunch of people and are expected to make friends, it makes you feel like this urgent feeling or like it's like a bit forced. Like, oh, okay, like you're trying to like scope out people. And I hate being in that energy of trying to scope out people. I like to just sit in my own bubble, in my own energy, and then wait to see if I am intrigued by someone or if someone's intrigued by me. But like putting myself in the position to be around a bunch of people and expected to make friends, it feels like a little bit not natural. And I found myself in that position today. So I got really socially drained and I find that I guess ever since I stopped drinking alcohol, it's like your energy is true to you. Whereas before, you would get more energy from drinking. Now that I'm sober, I find myself getting socially drained extremely fast. And I realized I think it's because I'm not drinking and numbing myself. And because I don't have that drinking buffer anymore, when I don't want to talk anymore, I don't want to talk anymore. And my threshold for social battery has gotten more sensitive to reach. Whereas before, when I was drinking, I could probably talk for a really long time. I think alcohol probably numbs you out so much that you just talk way longer than what you have the energy for because of whatever alcohol changes in your brain and your body. But when you're not on any drugs, it's like you're very, very honest to your energy levels. So since I'm not on anything anymore, I found myself getting socially drained really fast. And I realized, it's okay to be socially drained. It's okay to be at a function and not want to talk to anyone. And if you want to leave, you can leave. I started talking to this one girl and she was saying like, no, like, why don't you socialize more? Why don't you stay around? And it's honestly because like no other reason than I don't want to. I'm drained. And I guess people more so try to fit the energy of the environment they're in. So like even if they're tired, if they're at a mixer, they will like energize themselves up or like force themselves to talk to people. But I find that I don't enjoy doing that anymore because why do I have to? I rather re-energize. And I find that like when you force yourself to be social, when you don't feel like being social, you are way less yourself. Connections don't feel that fluid. You find that you don't know what to say even more because you're tired and you're trying to force yourself to be social. Like your brain only has so much energy. And yeah, I just let myself be okay with the fact that I don't feel like talking. And oddly enough, when you're in your own energy and aren't trying at all, people want to talk to you more. But it's been a practice to be this way. I used to definitely match people's energies a lot. It's about matching energy. And like, I don't do that anymore. I stay in my own energy. And if I don't feel like being outgoing and bubbly, I'm gonna be chill and mellow. But that's a bit uncomfortable. Like, a lot of people innately feel the need to match others in their tone and mannerisms. And I hate doing that. It makes me feel way less present. I can only be present if I'm being myself. I feel like if I'm trying to entertain you or I'm trying to match you in energy or tone, I am not present. My brain is too busy matching you in energy and tone. So, yeah, today I allowed myself to just be me. If that meant me being mellow at the function, then that's me being mellow at the function. And also learning how to say no. Because I was about to be spontaneous and go out with this one group I had met. And this is the thing, I've been having trouble understanding when I want to be spontaneous or when I actually don't want to do that. And I'm just like going with the flow too much. Like this random group I had just met had invited me out to go to another function. And immediately I said yes because I really think that being spontaneous sometimes gets you places or like lets you meet new people. But I was being spontaneous without assessing my energy levels. And like I said, I was already feeling really drained. And then I said yes, but then I immediately changed my mind after and stuck around where I was previously and I let them walk away. And I find that I was actually proud of myself for letting myself change my mind because everything in me felt like, oh, I told them yes, I should probably go. And then they walked away and I was like, yeah, I actually don't want to go anymore. So I just stayed standing where I was. And honestly, it felt great to let myself change my mind because I realized, no, I don't have the energy to be spontaneous. Like I had the right idea, but wrong moment. I'm all for spontaneousness, spontaneity. I'm all for being spontaneous. But my issue was that I didn't really assess how drained I was. And I was like, hanging out with new people right now, feeling this drained and going somewhere else just does not feel like something I want to do. But I changed my mind like in the instant. I feel like even right after I said, yeah, I'll go with you, I immediately changed my mind. And I'm sure that happens to a lot of people, but a lot of people don't feel safe changing their mind. Like they think that it's not okay to change your mind because you already said your answer and now you have an expectation to live up to. I hate expectations. I really try to practice not caring to live up to people's expectations of me. But that's a skill too. But this is an example of it. I had just told them I would go with them and they seemed excited about it. And then I changed my mind and I was like, yeah, I'm just actually going to stay here. And they walked away. And I just felt relief that I was able to allow myself to change my mind. If I said yes and I want to say no after, even if it's a second after, I get to say no after. I don't have to just sit there and be like, oh, well, I already said yes, so now I have to just go against my internal compass and go with you guys. Like, no, there's no rules. And I actually felt a little bit like shocked that I said yes in the first place, even though deep down I didn't want to go. I'm usually pretty good about saying no to things that I don't want to do. Again, I think I was a little bit drawn in by the spontaneousness of it, but that's something I have to practice, like knowing when I want to be spontaneous and when I just like the idea of being spontaneous in that moment, but don't actually want to be spontaneous in that moment. I don't know if that makes sense, but it makes sense to me. But yeah, I find myself becoming more comfortable with being in my own energy and mannerisms and not changing myself for anyone. If I'm starting to feel drained, you'll tell. You can tell in my tone, and I will stop talking. I used to not do that. I used to force myself to talk and converse, and I hate that. I feel like it doesn't serve you at all, and you become less authentic the more you force yourself to be a certain way that you don't have the energy level for. So I find to be the most authentic, you have to be true to your emotions and your energy in that moment. It doesn't matter who you're talking to or where you are. Even if the environment makes you feel like you're supposed to be hyped up, you don't have to be if that's not how you actually feel. If you want to practice being yourself more, just allow yourself to be yourself. Like, don't match people and their tone. Don't match people and their mannerisms. Be who you are. The more you try to match people, the less authentic you are and the less present you are, because your brain and body are spending energy matching people. Like, I know it seems unconscious to some how quickly some people can match others, but your mind and body are spending energy tracking the body language and tone of someone else, and it's spending energy trying to match. So I find that I hate matching. I want to be my own energy. And if that means you're bubbly and I'm really mellow, that's okay. Usually, it would make me feel really uncomfortable. In the past, I would feel really uncomfortable. So that's why I would match. But recently, I've kind of changed my whole perception on these types of things. And I kind of sit with the discomfort of not matching, because it does feel a little bit uncomfortable when someone's like really bubbly and really loud and you're not, especially if your social battery is drained. But sit with yourself, sit in the discomfort. Let yourselves be different. If they're bubbly, they're energetic, and you're mellow, let yourself be mellow. Don't change your way of expression just to match someone else. I find that doing that, really sitting in your own self and your own body language and your own mannerisms and your own tone of voice helps you become way more secure in yourself and way more secure in your social interactions. You're more present when you just allow yourself to be you.